Take this off here. There's an air filter under here, it might just be black. If it's as dirty as the top of the car, there's no wonder it won't run. So let's take that off. Pull that out of there. Let's have a look. See, look at that. Wow. I mean, can you see that? I mean, I'm not saying that's the cause of it. I would imagine it probably still run, but that really won't be helping, will it? Let's take that off. Little tip here as well. There's butterfly in here. Make sure these are opening and closing properly. I normally get one of the kids to do it so I can see. Let's just do that. Let's just have a look and see where we're at. So I'm not exactly sure that anything's opening and closing exactly where it should be there. Yeah, so that weighs onto choke. Let's try it without an air filter. As I say, I'm a bit short of time tonight, but I'll try and do anything I can. If I don't really want to have to take the carb off right now if I don't absolutely need to. Yeah, so still, it's got plenty of air, there's no filter on. I'm still pretty convinced that there's no fuel getting through here. Let's shove that all the way on. Let's just try it one more time. Unfortunately, we're going to have to take the carb off. What I will do first is I'll just drain out any fuel that's in the bottom of it. Right, so I've done a few little bits that haven't worked. Next job I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the ball carb. There's actually a bolt in the bottom. I'm going to undo it and let some of this fuel out. Just take this off. Just back this off. What I'm trying to do here is just get some, if there's any stale fuel in the bottom of this ball carb, I just want to release it through and let any clean come through. Hopefully clean a few bits out. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Not really got the right tool on here to do this, to be honest with you. Here we go. So you can see just catching it below. I'll just let it go. Let it start off. See there, it's just draining anything out. We'll just leave that going a bit. Just catch this in this tub. Then we'll nip this back up. Right, what's that done? Got petrol on my hands now, it'll stink on me. And I know, really, I'm pretty sure that this won't work, but always worth a try. Next thing I'm going to do, I always do the simple thing first. I'm going to change the plug. Right, now I've had mowers like this before, and most people say, it's not plugged, definitely not that, and they won't change it, even if, you know, they'll send me an email saying, it's not that. And you think, well, try it, you know, it's going to take a second, let's just change the plug. Always try it. I mean, if you're going to sell it, you're going to change it anyway, so don't muck about taking carburetors to bits if you don't need to. So, let's take this out, just like that. Just try another plug. I've had plenty of mowers I've done this with, and they're fired up and run, no problem whatsoever. Just because it's got a new looking plug in, or one that says Briggs and Stratton, or someone tells you they've changed it, take no notice. Do it yourself, you know, put a plug in it yourself and try it. Don't ever take anyone's word for it. Put that in and nip it up. And then there's a fuel line on here. If not, I can maybe that just needs blowing out as well. Right, now I've eliminated the easy things, it is time to take this carb off. So we'll take it off and we'll just have to service the carb. Not really a big job, very similar to on the Honda DVD that I've got for sale, where you service a ball type carb. Once you've done one, you can do any really, but I put nice clean fuel in it. I've changed the plug, I've got the air filter off that's black, and it still don't run right. So now I'm at the point now where I have to take it off and do the carb. So no problem. It's you know, this is a free mower. You know, I reckon if I might even have a grass box around the back of my garage, if I get this cleaned up and painted up really nice, I might get 150 quid for this next year. And someone's basically just brought it to my front door. So yeah, next job is to do the carb. Just a thought actually before I put this away for the night. There is one other thing I sometimes try. If you fire it up and it, you know, it keeps dying like that, sometimes just keep pressing the primer bulb. It might keep running. That's another little tip. Sometimes it'll draw enough good fuel through and clean the carb up a little bit to get you running again. So I'll try it now. It's just something I've done before. It's not really a fix, but at least you know that it will run if it's got fuel going through to this to the plug. Probably not making myself clear. I'm just trying to explain really that if you keep the fuel going through and it keeps running, you know that there's just a blockage between the tank or a blockage in the carb. So we'll try it. I'll prime it a few times. I'm going to run it in a minute. Make sure that this is at the bottom so you can't get your foot under it. I'm going to keep pressing the primer as well. There we go. You can see there's actually no problem with the mower. The actual mechanics of the engine are fine. It will keep running as long as it's getting some fuel. So this is 100% a carburetor problem. Take it off. It's not supplying the fuel for whatever reason. I mean, you could have even had it in bits and something like the float's not working correctly. But it's definitely going to be worth repairing. Obviously, just take the carb off and we'll service this up, and then this should be good to go. But that's a great mower. I'm really happy with this. I'm a bit annoyed I've not got more time really, but I haven't tonight unfortunately. But obviously when I do it, which I'm not sure where we are in this video sequence of clips, I'm getting a lot of mowers coming in now. It's all a bit jumbled up, but I will film this. I'll take this this carb off this Hayter and we'll get this one running. This is going to be a belter. Right, I'm back. Well, we've got a bit of time. What I'm going to do is, rather than just drain all this fuel out, which I know is decent in the tank, I don't want to waste it. I'm just going to get some grips here. Not the probably the best way of doing it, but I'm just going to clamp that there so the fuel don't get through to the carb. Instead of taking all this off, all this air filter box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the bolt from the bottom of the carb, and hopefully I'll be able to get in and just remove this the main jet and clean the main jet out. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Probably more hassle than it's worth, to be honest, but I don't really want to have to start dismantling all springs and bits and that. I ain't got a lot of time, so I'm going to take it off and see if the jet drops out. Right, should have known better really than to try and clamp this. I've actually ended up sucking this out with here, but I just wanted to show you while it's running out here. You can actually test the floats working. You can see the petrol's coming off the bottom. I'm catching it in this box. If you actually lift the float up, you'll see that the fuel stops. As you can see there, that tells you that the needle's working properly in the carb, so it's letting petrol through. If I let go of it again, as you can see here, there's no blockage through there. So that's just something to look out for. If you're not sure the float's working correctly, you can always do that. It's a good way of just testing out if it works. I collect all this in here if it ever stops running out, and then I might just have to do it the right way. It's always the case. It's never a quick way really. I'll just take this air filter box here, just undo these three parts here. We'll take this out of the way and we'll have a look at this carburetor. Right, so still pouring fuel out of here. I'll just set these parts off here and we'll just have a look, give ourselves proper access. Should have done this in the first place. Should have known better by now, but you always, you know, I always want it to be repaired and get it running and see what it's like when it's working properly as soon as possible. I get a bit over eager, as we all do from time to time, so take these out of here.